for sin, for death, for denying God. Which, by the way, really quick, most people don't just deny God. A lot of people talk to atheists like, hey, you know God's there and you're just denying him so you can live your life of sin. We're going to make an entire video on that ridiculous claim, but understand that people aren't just denying God's existence. People aren't just choosing to send themselves to hell like, hey, I know God is real, I know hell is real, but man, I want to enjoy my life on earth. I don't know anyone who actually thinks that way.
Well, I'll show you some people who do.
You're being manipulated as minions against your own interests to undermine your own rights to think and believe and speak freely. That's why we are here today, to open your mind and help you out of your delusion. Hail Satan! Hail Satan!
Aron Ra, I thought you didn't believe in the devil. You don't believe in God. You say you don't hate God. Oh, I know what it is. You stand for the things that your mythical devil, as you call it, stands for. You hate the way you hate the ideals that the Christian faith propagates. That's why you are a son of the devil, a child of the devil, Aron Ra. You are, whether you believe in him or not. I've heard atheists say, hey, they'd rather, if God was real or not, they'd rather serve the devil. So now look at this. Now I bet you if you pressure Aron Ra enough in a debate in a public forum where hundreds of people are watching, I bet you could goad Aron Ra into saying, well, hey, if God is real, I'd rather go to hell than go to heaven with a... Listen to what Richard Dawkins said. He'd rather go to hell than go to heaven with a heavenly North Korea. Yeah, I get that for after this. You say atheists don't hate God, Jesus? Well, how come?
So
how do you explain this?
So for religion, no, I hate it.
Oh, 2,000 years before you were fucking of being born is forgiven. The Old Testament was full of all this meanness and nastiness, but the New Testament, that's when you got cuddly old Jesus. And Jesus isn't so much a religion as he is your pal. Like, you could sit there and play Xbox with Jesus, you know? I mean, sure, he'd always beat you because he's perfect in every way, but still, he would play with you because he's your buddy, he's your pal. And Matthew 10:34 kind of contradicts that a little bit. Jesus says in Matthew here, and remember, you believe in the Bible, Jefferson, so think not that I am come to send peace on earth. What's that? Jesus doesn't believe in peace on earth? I am not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. So this is a guy that literally says to us, love me more than you love your son or your daughter or your mother or your father.
Listen.
You know what I would say to a guy like that if he walked up to me on the street and told me that I had to love him more than my own family? I would tell him to go fuck himself.
Listen.
And you know what difference it makes that his name is Jesus and he supposedly died for my sins according to some 2,000-year-old book of desert stories and according to priests and pastors and demagogues the world over? You know what difference that makes to me? None.
Not a damn
I tell
thing.
Jesus
Listen. Here's proof that atheists do. If they don't hate Jesus, they hate what Jesus stands for. Listen.
Difference that makes
So if Jesus is really real, they really hate Jesus. Listen.
to me, none. I tell Jesus, go fuck yourself. I love my family thousands of times more than I could ever love you, even if I believed that you really did what these people and
So, you mean to tell me that you're not glad you don't believe in Jesus, God? You mean to tell me you're not filled, pleased with this punch that you were wrong to believe in Jesus, or so you think? You mean you're not totally neutral about this thing? That if you found out that Jesus was real today, you'd be willing to change? Or would you be like this guy right here? I'm sorry, not Richard Dawkins, but this guy right here. Listen.
Some people I know who are atheists will say they wish they could believe it. Some people I know who are former believers say they wish they could have their old faith back. They miss it. I don't understand this at all. I think it's an excellent thing that there's no reason to believe in the absurd propositions I just...
There you have it. Atheists don't want to believe in God and Jesus, because if they did, it would have implications for their lives that they need to change.
Admittedly, rather briefly rehearsed to you. The main reason for this, I think, is that it is a totalitarian belief. It is the wish to be a slave. It is the desire that there be an unalterable, unchallengeable, tyrannical authority who can convict you of thought crime while you are asleep.
And you want mankind, to be the measure of all things. You don't want someone else, a God, to be greater than you. Absolutely. Tell it like it is. Tell it like the atheists really believe it, but are too politically correct to speak it.
Who can subject you, who must indeed subject you, to a total surveillance around the clock, every waking and sleeping minute of your life, I say of your life, before you're born, and even worse, and where the real fun begins, after you're dead. A celestial North Korea. Who wants this to be true? Who but a slave desires such a ghastly fate?
You tell it like it is, Christopher Hitchens.
Been to North Korea. It has a dead man as its president. Kim Jong-il is only head of the party and head of the army. He's not head of the government or the state. That office belongs to his deceased father, Kim Il-sung. It's a necrocracy. A thanatocracy. It's one short of a trinity, I might add. The son is the reincarnation of the father. It is the most revolting and utter and absolute and heartless tyranny the human species has ever evolved. But at least you can fucking die and leave North Korea. Does the Quran or the Bible offer you that liberty? No. No. The tyranny, the misery, the utter ownership of your entire personality, the smashing of your individuality only begins at the point of death. This is evil. This is a wicked preachment. So, that's the first thing.
In another video, let's see if I can find it, where he says he'd rather go to hell than go to heavenly, to be a heavenly North Korea. Let's see if this is the video. Which,
either on parade or...
And by the way, my dad told me that as he was dying, he became very interested in the book of John in the Bible. So, atheist, maybe he got saved after all. Wouldn't that just get your goat? If Christopher Hitchens got saved, gloriously saved, so much for your be able to debunk, what's his name? Charles Darwin's conversion to Christianity. You find out Christopher Hitchens got saved, you're gonna be shitting in your pants with fear of going to hell. Let's see if I can find that.
When told to stay indoors, you're not. It's possible to imagine. It's actually too.
You suck my dick, bitch. Forget that.